Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Moonesque from CZT Leslee Feiwus. Hope I pronounced that right. All right, this is a grid pattern. And on my step out, I think on Leslie's also, which both are in the description section, links to both of those, as well as I think I put two ideas on mine for finishing. Leslie also has some. That's why I like to make sure to put as much information and links there as possible, so that way you can be inspired as you're having fun with these tangles. All right. So on both of those, as I was starting to say before I distracted myself, are showing one square of the grid. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 4 square. So that way, and I did do that at the end of mine, so that way you could see, and Leslie has that also. So you can see what it looks like in a bigger pattern, because sometimes some tangles grid pattern tangles look really cool, just each individual box. But sometimes they really need to have a larger pattern. This could probably go either way. All right, once you have your grid, whatever size you want, then we're going to put a horizontal line in each box, which essentially looks like you're just going all the way through, which is what I'm doing, with a little pause. All right, then we're going to aura the entire outside of each little box. And because when I was looking at it, it took me a minute. And I thought, well, am I drawing rectangles? Or it's like, no, because if you divide your box of your grid in half, then it does make a rectangle. So that's what I was trying to determine as I was beginning to play with this, without looking. I like to do, things without, looking too far ahead, and and just get, I don't know, that's just how my brain works. I like to do puzzles, but without, you look at the picture once, and then after that, that's it. To me, it's like, nope, not looking at all. That's not for me, the fun is putting the pieces together and discovering the picture. That's I don't know, that's my kind of fun. Anyway, all right, once you have these done, then, and this is where I had to think a little bit, and what I did was I split up the one step that she had, where we're drawing 2 curved lines in each box. I decided to divide it, because in looking at the whole picture, if you will, I was like, well, or actually seeing both lines, I needed to decide, well, how am I going to do this first, so that way so it ends up the way it's supposed to look. So here's what I decided to do. So doing the inside first, and that's coming from this corner, and I thought, well, that's easy, because that way we're coming from a corner, and then you want to aim for not quite halfway. And so this is where I was like, well, let's just see. So I'm drawing a nice curve, and I'll just do one box here. One curve on one side, the other on the other side. And I should have made that one a little bit bigger, but so what? We'll do it on the next one. Then, auraing that, then aiming for the middle, or you could start from the middle and, and come out. So we'll do that. We'll do that again. Oh, well, yes, let's do it again on this side, because this is upside down. Well, maybe I should do that first. Okay, I'm gonna turn my tile so that way my curve is somewhat the same. So, and then this time on the flip side, we want it to kind of match up. So, going a little bit slow and kind of keeping the eyeball on where that lines up, and then also doing the aura part same way. There we go. All right, let's try a fresh one. Okay, so and two is one of those you get the groove of it after a little bit, just playing with it. There we go. That's more like it. So in my mind, well, although in my mind, I want to leave enough of a gap so that we can fit a nice aura'd, the aura'd section in here. And for whatever reason, all the times I was playing with it, I was doing it from the other side first. Okay, then let's finish that. On this one, I get 4 chances. Now, of course, you could do both of them at the same time. I just decided that that's what worked for me, and that's why I like to share it. Because you can, I mean, any of them, you can combine steps, you know, do the entire box, versus a lot of times I like to do each step in each box and then move on to the next one. So that way I get the idea. Okay, let's try this again. I want to have a nice curve on both sides, because the other part is, that's all right, is I want to also create a nice circle. So the circle will have, you know, of course, these 4 sides. And they don't look too bad. Okay, this one I like the best so far. And that's why I say, you know, it's a practicing. And let me do this. It's so funny. I was doing this all along, and then all of a sudden, something happens when you turn on the phone and you hit record. All right. And again, that's why I like to share multiple ways to do things, because we all work different. And I just think that that's a good idea to do. All right, last one here. Sound effects. Cue. Oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, all along. Maybe it's just because it's smaller. Sometimes working smaller is a little bit easier. All right, let's flip the tile here. And then also doing, what am I doing here? Well, I might as well just, since I'm here, I'll go it that way. That also might make it easier doing one step at a time. So like doing these inner ones throughout, and then do the aura. Because as my mind all of a sudden was like, okay, make sure you're aiming for the right line here. So just things to think about. All right. Now, in the step outs, you can see there are plenty of ways to decorate this. But let's, oh, you know, one way that let's do one way that I didn't do. So that way there's just lots of thought. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to aura these going into the center, and we'll see if we should be able to kind of line them up, because there should be similar sizes. We'll do one and see if we like it. You know, and as one of those, they don't have to line up, because you have this, you know, barrier, you know, in between. It's kind of like looking through a window pane, sort of, but it does help, because then we have little circle. I know I didn't do it on that second one there. It is sometimes not so easy to do. Yeah, this last one, I kind of had that off. But at the same time, you see, it doesn't completely matter. Not completely. All right, so that's one way that you could do it. You know, here, I'm going to make this one a mishmash. There we go. Something else that you could do, and this one I did do in one of them. You could just do some straight lines going into the center. That was one that I decided, I thought, oh, that's kind of nice and easy. So I like to start with going, so from this corner up the center, then subdivide. That just makes it, for me, just easy. And you know what? You could add other spokes in there if you like. Also, could in the one I did, you could fill in the frames. Could also just do the outside. Lots of options there. But here is some. We'll do some shading here. I'm just going to leave those two because that kind of looks, I don't know. just cause. Could even fill in any section. I just on my ones where, and I put play on the top because that's what we do after. Well, we are playing while we're tangling. I'll say that, but it's even more play when we get to the shading part. Ooh, okay. So then this one. Oops, I missed this up here. Y'all probably yelling, "You missed a spot." All right, I'm going to do this one on the one end because that's that original line, and then we can maintain that. Maintain that aurad section. But yeah, any of these are great for filling in. You could add lots of color if you wanted to too. There is nothing wrong with that. And where is my... Okay, that one is decent. Okay. Oh, well, we'll just start right here. And I'm just bringing in that graphite just a smidge. Because, of course, I'm working on this as small, so I want to make sure that I have enough natural tile color there. Well, actually, here's one thing that I was doing. Because you want to have the point of your tortillon on the graphite as you're doing. So I was like, I might as well just do all that are on that side at one time. Then we can flip and do the other side. And there's, there, and I go turning it as if I didn't do that side already. Lots of other things you could fill in with a texture if you wanted to. And texture, well, the lines are textured. These auras are essentially a texture. But you could add orbs. You could, depending on the size that you're doing it, you could add other things. You could add other tangles in there. A lot of times we do some of these things, big, extra big size, for the purpose of housing other tangles, and it looks really, really neat. So that is the basics of this Tangle Moonesque, and it's rather neat. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, would love to have a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, would love to have you as a subscriber. Yes, you hit the subscription bell and then the notification, or the subscription button, and then the notification bell next to it to determine how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. And also in the description section under the links for the step outs are ways to connect with me if you so desire. I do free classes once a week and 2 sessions on Thursdays, and then there are some occasional other ones that I do. I also have some some paid classes that I do. Right now, I have them at once a month. There may be more. And those, so you can find links to where to follow me as far as classes go. If you like my style and you think you want to take more, you can always try the free ones first and see. We have a lot of fun with those. And the paid classes are things that are a little bit more in depth, I guess. And that's my aim, or more project based, just more in depth. Where the others we're just exploring some tangles. It's all good. It just depends on you. So I just want to let you know that that's available, and would love to have you, and hope to see you. All right. With that, thanks so much again for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.